Good morning, everybody. It's Tim with Bevan Farm here. And if you watched one of our other videos about harvesting our peppers, you see that we got a ton of peppers from our plant before the freeze came. And I decided that I'm gonna make some jalapeno cheddar bread using peppers from our garden. So it's pretty simple to do. Got a little ingredients list with my bread maker here. I'm gonna make a big loaf, so all we need is water, butter, salt, sugar, flour, and yeast. And then of course the peppers and the cheese. So I'm gonna go through this process, show you how it's done. It's very, very simple. And really you're just following this ingredients list. Basically, all I'm doing is taking everything and putting it right in here into my bread maker. So let's get started. The ingredient is 1 1/3 cups of water. So we're just gonna go over here to the bread maker and pour that in. This ingredient is a 1/4 cup of melted butter. So that's 4 of those right there, or sorry, 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup melted butter. So we're gonna go pour that in. There we go. Let that drain a little bit. All right, that's good enough. Next is 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. So we've got 1 teaspoon and then 1/2 teaspoon. Just gonna pour the salt in there and then we're gonna put it in the machine. Okay, last ingredient before we start doing the peppers and cheese is 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. So I'm just gonna do that, add that to the bread machine, and then we'll start on the peppers and cheese. So I don't have any recipe for this. I'm just basically gonna cut up some peppers and put them in there. Whoa, there goes one flying. Hopefully Taquito doesn't find that. And I think that I'm gonna do, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 peppers. I want it pretty spicy. And I am gonna keep the seeds on there. We'll see if the rest of my family enjoys it. I know I'm going to, so I'm not too worried about it. If they don't like it, they can make their own bread, right? So just go do this real quick. Then I'll chop those pieces up a little more and we'll move on to the cheddar. Here are my peppers. I'm gonna take those over and put them into the bread machine. And then I'm gonna take probably most of this cheese because it's jalapeno cheddar bread, right? So we want a lot of cheddar. I'm gonna pour that in there and we'll be ready to add the flour and the yeast and get this thing mixing. All right, next is 4 1/2 cups of bread flour. Got the remnants of some flour in here and then have the rest in here. And then after that, we'll do the yeast. So 4 1/2 cups here. Pouring in our last cup of flour. That's 4 1/2 cups there. So now we're gonna get the yeast and then I'll show you how we go through the settings. And the last ingredient is 1 3/4 teaspoons of bread machine yeast. So we've got 1 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon. That is 1 3/4. So we're gonna do that, put it in the bread machine. All the ingredients are placed into the bread maker and I'm gonna go ahead and close the lid. There we go. And I'm gonna show you how we go through and choose what size and how dark we want it and all that stuff. So that recipe that I did is number 1, so I don't need to change anything. Number 1, right here is the darkness of the bread. And so I want it to be darker, so it went up to the darkest thing right there. Then here's the size. We're going to the biggest size. See how it cycles through? So we are on the biggest size too, and that's it. It says it's gonna bake for 3 hours, 2 minutes. And you just press the start button. And there we go. So we'll come back and check this out in a little bit and see how it's progressing. Starting to look like jalapeno cheddar bread. Yeah. We are about half an hour in and you see it's all mixed up. It's looking pretty good. Let's mix it a few more times, letting it proof a little bit right now. So we'll check back on it in a little bit. Okay, we're only an hour away. It's looking good. Starting to look like a loaf of bread. So let's give it the rest of the time and we'll see what it looks like. Timer just went off on the bread machine and so I am going to take it out. Oh my gosh, look at that. That looks amazing. Got my oven mitt here, being all domesticated. You grab the handle here and you twist it to get it off the lock. And I already have a rack over here. Usually I just flip this thing over and it slides right out. We'll see. It's a little hard to do with one hand, but I think I can manage. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Looking good. Let's go get the bread knife and cut a slice out of this. I have my bread knife here, and so I am going to cut a slice out of this loaf. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. I'm just gonna cut the top off here. It is nice and soft. Let me use two hands real quick and then we'll see what it looks like. Definitely has a jalapeno smell. Oh, look at that. Looking good. Pretty excited to have some of this. Anyway, that's how easy it is to make some jalapeno cheddar bread. Hopefully you guys decide to try it on your own. Pretty good stuff. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later.